The celebration of Native American Heritage Month serves as a vital opportunity to honor the history and contributions of Native Americans to the United States, while also highlighting the rich culture and heritage that are deeply woven into the fabric of America's identity. This month is not only a time for recognition but also for reflection on the resilience and strength of Indigenous communities throughout history. Efforts to establish what is now known as Native American Heritage Month began in the early 1900s, reflecting a growing awareness and appreciation of Native American history and culture. In 1916, New York became the first state to recognize this significance by establishing American Indian Day. This early acknowledgement marked a crucial step in elevating Indigenous voices and perspectives within the broader narrative of American history. The movement gained further momentum over the years, culminating in significant federal recognition. In 1976, President Gerald Ford signed a joint resolution proclaiming October 10 to 16 as Native American Awareness Week, emphasizing the need for greater understanding and appreciation of Native American contributions. This initiative laid the groundwork for more comprehensive recognition at the national level. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush took a landmark step by approving a joint resolution designating November as National American Indian Heritage Month. This declaration formally recognized the month as a dedicated time to celebrate and honor the diverse cultures, traditions, and histories of Native Americans. Since 1994, similar proclamations have been issued each year, reinforcing the importance of this observance in American society. As we celebrate Native American Heritage Month, it is essential to engage with the stories and achievements of Indigenous peoples, acknowledging their enduring legacy and contributions to the nation. This month offers an opportunity to educate ourselves and others about the rich cultural heritage, art, languages, and traditions that continue to thrive in Native communities across the country. By recognizing and celebrating these contributions, we not only honor the past but also contribute to a more inclusive understanding of American history that respects and values the voices of Indigenous peoples. While the original name of the observance serves as a clear example of how Indigenous people have been misrepresented for decades, Native American Heritage Month provides a vital opportunity to challenge and break down harmful stereotypes and perceptions. This month-long recognition encourages dialogue, education, and a deeper understanding of the diverse cultures, histories, and contributions of Native American communities. One impactful initiative within this celebration has been the collaboration between Native American photographers and National Geographic. These talented artists have chosen powerful images that reflect their heritage and cultural significance, allowing them to share personal stories and insights. By capturing the essence of their communities through their lenses, these photographers highlight the beauty, resilience, and diversity of Native cultures across the United States. Through their work, these photographers not only document their rich traditions but also challenge the monolithic narratives that often dominate representations of Indigenous peoples. Their reflections provide context to the images, revealing the personal and communal significance behind each photograph. This approach fosters a greater appreciation for the complexities of Native American identity, reminding viewers that these cultures are vibrant, evolving, and deeply rooted in the contemporary landscape. Moreover, the use of photography as a storytelling medium emphasizes the importance of representation and self-advocacy. By sharing their experiences and perspectives, Native American photographers empower their communities and assert their agency in defining how their cultures are portrayed. This initiative serves as a crucial step in reclaiming narratives and promoting a more accurate and nuanced understanding of Indigenous peoples. As we celebrate Native American Heritage Month, it is essential to engage with these reflections and artworks, allowing them to inform and reshape our perceptions. This month is not just about acknowledgement, it is an invitation to listen, learn, and actively participate in dismantling stereotypes while honoring the rich tapestry of Native American heritage. Through such efforts, we can foster a more inclusive society that values and respects the voices and experiences of Indigenous peoples, paving the way for a future grounded in understanding and reconciliation. Taylor Irvine, Salish and Kootenai. Taylor Irvine has long aspired to present an authentic view of Native Americans through her photography, striving for her work to be recognized in the same light as that of other Americans. She envisions her images as bridges that connect non-native audiences with the rich and diverse experiences of Indigenous peoples. I'd like my work to be a tool to educate and help dismantle stereotypes that have plagued Indigenous peoples since Edward S. Curtis labeled us the vanishing race. We haven't vanished, Irvine asserts passionately. Her commitment to challenging the outdated and harmful narratives that have historically marginalized Indigenous communities is at the core of her artistic mission. Through her lens, Irvine captures the vibrancy, resilience, and complexity of contemporary Native life, countering the static and often romanticized portrayals that have dominated mainstream representations. She aims to showcase the richness of Indigenous cultures, highlighting their modern-day realities while honoring their traditions and histories. By sharing her work, Irvine hopes to spark conversations and foster understanding between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. She believes that education is key to breaking down barriers and misconceptions, encouraging viewers to engage with the narratives and perspectives that have often been overlooked or misrepresented. In a world where visuals hold immense power, Taylor Irvine's photography serves as a vital medium for advocacy and connection. Her determination to present a truthful and nuanced portrayal of Native Americans not only honors her heritage but also contributes to a broader movement aimed at reclaiming Indigenous narratives. As she continues her journey, Irvine's work stands as a testament to the enduring presence and vitality of Indigenous cultures, challenging viewers to see beyond stereotypes and recognize the vibrant lives of Native peoples today. She also wants to be an example for other aspiring Native American photographers who want to highlight their heritage through photography. I push hard to get access to spaces that are not built for Indigenous peoples because every time I occupy those spaces, I leave the door open for other Native Americans to enter, Irvine says. The more space our work occupies, the less space will be available for ignorance. Part of Irvine's work surrounds her blood quantum project, highlighting the inconsistencies within the blood quantum system used in the early 1900s by the United States government. The system was initially used to identify, regulate, and calculate the amount of Indian blood a Native American person possesses. In the photo, the newborn's blood quantum was already being discussed, which can have major implications for the baby's future. She is weeks old in this photograph and has been assigned a fraction that will greatly impact her life, Irvine says. She is not able to hold her head without support yet and we're discussing her children's fraction. Teek Sishi, Jones Scott, Sinte Steinruck, Shavski Jones Scott, Delana Bomelin, and Ali Castella are beautifully captured in their Cha tilde LHWVN Sari YVN, Flower Dance, Regalia at the D Ni tilde Li tilde, Smith River, at Da CHVNDVN, River Mouth, in Tolowa D Ni, California. This stunning image was taken by Matika Wilbur, an accomplished photographer from the Swinomish and Tulalip peoples in coastal Washington. Wilbur's work is a powerful testament to her dedication to changing the perceptions of Native Americans. Through her lens, she aims to highlight the richness and diversity of Indigenous cultures, challenging stereotypes and misconceptions that have long persisted in mainstream narratives. Her documentary project, titled Project 562, is a monumental endeavor in which she has photographed over 400 tribes across the United States, documenting their stories, traditions, and contemporary lives. Project 562 Inches is not just a collection of photographs. It represents a movement to reclaim and celebrate Indigenous identity and heritage. Wilbur's images provide a platform for Indigenous voices, showcasing the beauty and resilience of communities while also addressing the complexities of their experiences. Each photograph tells a story, illuminating the rich cultural tapestry that exists within Native American communities. By capturing moments like the flower dance, Wilbur underscores the significance of cultural ceremonies and practices, which are integral to the identity and continuity of Indigenous peoples. Her work invites viewers to engage with these traditions, fostering a greater appreciation for the depth and vibrancy of Native American cultures. As we reflect on the contributions of artists like Matika Wilbur, it becomes clear that their work plays a crucial role in reshaping narratives and promoting understanding. Through powerful imagery and storytelling, they help bridge the gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous audiences, encouraging a more inclusive and respectful dialogue about the rich histories and contemporary realities of Native Americans. I genuinely believe in Native-led content visibility as a way to overcome the toxic Indigenous extinction narrative, and instead uphold stories that explore ideas of Indigenous sovereignty, self-determination, relationality, rematriation, and futurism, Matika Wilbur asserts passionately. Her commitment to highlighting the vibrant realities of Indigenous life is a driving force behind her work, as she aims to shift perceptions and celebrate the resilience of Native communities. Through her photography, Wilbur captures moments that affirm the vitality of Indigenous cultures. I see this photograph and I know that our cultures are alive, our societies are repatriating, and our futures are Indigenous. This statement reflects her belief that contemporary Indigenous identities are not relics of the past but are dynamic and evolving, grounded in rich traditions and forward-looking aspirations. Tiksishi and Shaski's mother, Marva, reinforces this sentiment by sharing her perspective with Wilbur. These acts of connection are healing for all of us, so when we reinstate these ceremonies, it's very powerful in self-love, self-respect, and honoring these roles of practice. Her words underscore the significance of cultural practices and ceremonies in fostering a sense of belonging, healing, and identity within Indigenous communities. The reinstatement of traditional ceremonies serves as a profound act of resistance against historical narratives that have sought to marginalize Indigenous cultures. By actively engaging in these practices, Indigenous peoples reaffirm their identities and connections to their ancestors, land, and communities. This process of rematriation and cultural revitalization is essential not only for individual well-being but also for the collective healing and empowerment of Indigenous societies. Wilbur's work, alongside the voices of individuals like Marva, illustrates the powerful interplay between photography, storytelling, and cultural reclamation. Together, they contribute to a broader movement aimed at redefining Indigenous narratives, celebrating the ongoing vibrancy of Native cultures, and asserting their rightful place in the future. Through these efforts, they challenge the extinction narrative and illuminate a path toward a more inclusive and equitable understanding of Indigenous experiences and aspirations. Bryan Adams is deeply committed to ensuring that his children, Ellis and Elliot, feel proud of their family history and heritage. Growing up in a predominantly non-Indigenous community, he and his brother were often the only Inupiaq children in their hometown, where they faced the harsh realities of stereotypes and misconceptions about Alaskan Native Americans. Adams recalls trying to ignore the jokes and comments directed at him, reflecting on how societal attitudes led him to feel not encouraged to be proud of our people. Determined to change this narrative, Adams uses his photography as a powerful tool to dismantle stereotypes surrounding Native Americans. He believes that visual storytelling can play a crucial role in reshaping perceptions and providing a more nuanced understanding of Indigenous cultures. By sharing authentic representations of his community and its traditions, he aims to educate those who may have been discouraged from exploring their heritage due to prevailing social norms. Adams's work is not just about showcasing beautiful images, it is also about sparking conversations and encouraging connections. He recognizes that many people, including Native individuals themselves, may feel disconnected from their roots because of the negative portrayals that dominate mainstream narratives. Through his photography, he seeks to create spaces where people can engage with their identities, embrace their heritage, and feel a sense of belonging. By sharing his family's story and experiences, Adams hopes to inspire others to take pride in their cultural backgrounds. He wants to empower future generations, especially his children, to understand the significance of their Inupiaq heritage and the strength that comes from it. His commitment to educating others about Native American culture and history not only helps to combat stereotypes but also fosters a deeper appreciation for the diversity and richness of Indigenous communities. In an era where representation matters more than ever, Bryan Adams's efforts to honor his heritage and promote understanding serve as a beacon of hope for many. His dedication to using photography as a means of storytelling is a powerful reminder of the importance of visibility, connection, and pride in one's identity, ultimately paving the way for a more inclusive and respectful dialogue around Indigenous experiences. I grew up disconnected from my culture, and I feel grateful that I was able to connect to my culture as I got older, which for me, came through photography, Adams says. I try to expand views of Native American identity by resisting mythologizing Native American people, which anyone, even Indigenous people, can do if we aren't careful. He wants his children to understand that although many Indigenous people come from mixed backgrounds, their heritage as Alaskan Natives is important to keep alive and acknowledge. I had a white mother, and so do my children, but understanding that Indigenous people have experienced forced assimilation highlights the complexities of identity within our communities, reflects Bryan Adams. His statement sheds light on the nuanced and often painful reality of Indigenous identity, particularly in the context of colonization and the ongoing effects of historical trauma. Adams emphasizes that to accuse someone of not being Native enough, based on their family background or the racial identity of their parents, perpetuates a harmful narrative rooted in colonial ideologies. Such accusations not only dismiss the lived experiences of individuals but also contribute to the internal divisions that colonial powers have historically fostered among Indigenous peoples. This mindset can lead to further marginalization and exclusion, which ultimately undermines the strength and resilience of Native communities. The discussion of identity is also closely tied to the concept of blood quantum, which refers to the fraction of an individual's ancestry that is considered indigenous. Adams points out that blood quantum is problematic because it reduces the rich and diverse experiences of Indigenous peoples to a mere numerical value. This reductionist approach fails to capture the complexities of culture, heritage, and personal connection to one's community. It reinforces colonial notions of legitimacy and belonging, often excluding individuals who may have deep ties to their heritage but do not meet arbitrary blood quantum requirements. By addressing these issues, Adams calls for a broader understanding of Indigenous identity that transcends simplistic definitions. He advocates for a recognition of the diverse ways in which people connect to their cultures, histories, and communities, regardless of their familial background. Emphasizing the importance of self-identification and cultural engagement, he champions a more inclusive and compassionate approach to Indigenous identity. Bryan Adams, through his profound reflections, invites us into a dialogue that transcends mere academic discourse, urging us to deeply engage with the complexities of Indigenous identity in our modern world. His insights challenge us to dismantle preconceived notions that often obscure the true essence of Indigenous experiences. By confronting the enduring impacts of colonization, we are called to not only recognize but also actively honor the rich tapestry of Indigenous cultures that have thrived despite historical adversities. In this journey towards understanding, Adams emphasizes the importance of fostering a sense of belonging and community. He advocates for collaborative efforts that allow us to confront and heal from the legacies of colonization. By creating spaces where Indigenous voices are amplified and celebrated, we cultivate an environment where diverse identities can flourish. This collective endeavor is not merely about acknowledgement, it is about embracing the vibrant narratives that shape Indigenous identities today. As we engage in these meaningful conversations, we uncover the beauty and resilience inherent in Indigenous cultures. We are reminded that identity is not a monolith but a dynamic spectrum that reflects the unique histories, languages, and traditions of various Indigenous peoples. By recognizing and celebrating this diversity, we not only enrich our understanding of the world but also contribute to a more equitable society that respects and honors the legacies of Indigenous communities. Together, let us embark on this transformative journey, where dialogue becomes a catalyst for change, understanding, and celebration of the vibrant identities that continue to inspire us today. Russell Daniels feels a deep connection to his work highlighting the legacy of enslaved Native Americans in North America. Through decades of research, Daniels has uncovered his own family history as well as that of others he's met along the journey. On my paternal side, we are descendants of a female Diné captive named Rose, stolen and arrayed by Ute, trafficked north into what became Utah Territory, and legally sold to a polygamist Mormon settler, Aaron Daniels, in the mid-1800s, Daniels says. Bryan Adams photographed Moises Gonzalez, a descendant of a Genizaro family from the Cañón de Carnway land-grant settlement east of Albuquerque, New Mexico, established in 1763. This photograph serves as a powerful testament to the complex histories and identities that shape indigenous communities today. According to research by historian Daniels, the term Genizaro refers to a colonial-era caste name assigned to enslaved and Christianized Native Americans who were forcibly trafficked into Spanish settlements. This classification starkly illustrates the harsh realities of colonialism, a period marked by the systematic stripping away of identities and the imposition of oppressive structures upon vulnerable populations. The Genizaro community, with its unique confluence of indigenous, Spanish, and African heritages, serves as a poignant reminder of the complex legacies of colonization that have shaped the cultural landscape of the American Southwest. The Genizaro identity not only reflects the brutalities of colonial practices but also highlights the resilience and adaptability of those who were marginalized. As a result of their experiences, the Genizaro community embodies a rich tapestry of cultural blending, drawing from the diverse traditions and histories of its constituent groups. This fusion of cultures fosters a distinct identity that challenges simplistic narratives of race and ethnicity, showcasing the intricate interplay of influences that define the Southwest's history. Moreover, understanding the Genizaro community invites us to critically examine the broader implications of colonial legacies on contemporary society. It urges us to reflect on the ongoing struggles faced by indigenous peoples, as well as the need for recognition and restitution of their histories and identities. By engaging with the stories and experiences of the Genizaro, we acknowledge the enduring impact of colonialism while celebrating the vibrant cultural expressions that emerge from this unique heritage. In doing so, we contribute to a more nuanced understanding of history, one that honors the resilience and contributions of communities that have long been marginalized. By capturing Moises Gonzalez and sharing his story, Adams highlights the importance of recognizing and honoring the histories of communities that have often been overlooked or marginalized. The Genizaro identity is a testament to resilience and survival, as descendants of these families continue to navigate the complexities of their heritage while asserting their place in contemporary society. Adams' work seeks to illuminate the richness of indigenous identities that emerge from diverse historical contexts. By acknowledging the multifaceted nature of these identities, he challenges stereotypes and invites deeper conversations about the impact of colonialism on indigenous communities. His photography serves as a platform for educating others about the complexities of heritage and the ongoing journey of cultural reclamation and self-determination. In sharing the stories of individuals like Moises Gonzalez, Bryan Adams emphasizes the critical importance of visibility and representation for indigenous peoples. His commitment to showcasing diverse narratives not only honors the rich histories of these communities but also fosters a more inclusive understanding of what it means to be indigenous today. By highlighting the unique experiences and identities of individuals, Adams invites audiences to engage with the complexities of indigenous life, encouraging a deeper appreciation for the resilience and strength that characterize these communities. Through this lens, we can recognize that indigenous identities are not monolithic. They encompass a rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and contemporary realities. Adams's photography serves as a powerful medium for illuminating the ongoing journeys of indigenous peoples, showcasing their vibrant cultures and the ways in which they navigate historical challenges. His work challenges stereotypes and misconceptions, allowing viewers to see indigenous communities as dynamic and multifaceted rather than relegated to the past. Moreover, by amplifying the voices of individuals like Moises Gonzalez, Adams contributes to a broader movement that seeks to reclaim indigenous narratives and assert their rightful place in society. This focus on representation is vital, as it empowers future generations to embrace their heritage and identity, instilling a sense of pride in their cultural roots. Ultimately, Adams's work not only documents history but also acts as a catalyst for dialogue and understanding. By fostering connections between indigenous and non-indigenous audiences, he plays a crucial role in bridging cultural divides and promoting a more equitable discourse around indigenous experiences. In recognizing the resilience of these communities and the richness of their identities, we can collectively work towards a future that honors and celebrates the diverse legacies of indigenous peoples. Like other Carnoy Genizarros, Gonzalez visits and prays at Cerrito de Santa Cruz on the Cañón de Carne land grant. Daniel says, "They come for the view of setting sun over Albuquerque, the city once protected by their land grant community." Tehila Mintz, Yaqui, Mamita Agustina Misak stands as a vital healer in her community, embodying the deep-rooted traditions of her people. As a traditional midwife, she responds to house calls when individuals are ill, providing care that goes beyond the physical. She offers a sense of connection, comfort, and cultural continuity. With a profound understanding of the healing properties of plants, Mamita Agustina carries small bags filled with carefully collected herbs and remedies, each chosen with intention for the people she visits. Photographer Tehila Mintz holds a deep respect for Mamita Agustina and the invaluable role she plays within her community. Through her lens, Mintz captures the essence of Mamita's work, highlighting the intimate relationships she nurtures and the trust that families place in her care. The images serve not only to document Mamita Agustina's practices but also to honor the wisdom and knowledge that indigenous healers like her possess. In many indigenous cultures, traditional healers are seen as custodians of ancient knowledge, using their understanding of local flora and traditional practices to treat ailments and support overall well-being. Mamita Agustina's dedication to her role reflects the importance of cultural practices in promoting health and wellness within the community. Her presence reinforces the connection between healing and heritage, illustrating how traditional knowledge can be a source of strength and resilience. As Mintz documents Mamita Agustina's journey, she invites viewers to appreciate the rich tapestry of indigenous healing practices and the vital contributions of individuals like Mamita to their communities. The photographs resonate with a message of empowerment, emphasizing the significance of honoring traditional knowledge and practices in the face of modern challenges. Through their collaborative efforts, Mintz and Mamita Agustina create a narrative that highlights the importance of indigenous wisdom in contemporary society. Their work underscores the need for greater recognition and respect for traditional healers, as well as the value of preserving and passing down cultural practices that promote health, community, and identity. By shining a light on Mamita Agustina's healing work, they celebrate the enduring legacy of indigenous knowledge and the profound impact it has on the lives of individuals and communities alike. This image is of reverence for who she is and the medicine she carries as a traditional midwife. Mintz says, the honor, respect and love she holds for the plants, and the importance of water, which is woven into her traditional clothing. While highlighting the importance of elders like Mamita Agustina, Mintz believes she plays a major role in telling traditional stories of people like this healer. I make images to nurture the remembering of knowledge that has been unraveled by colonial intervention and to dismantle the patriarchal paradigm, Mintz says. In these teachings and reconnection to our roots as earth beings, there is an opportunity for physical, mental, and spiritual healing for all people. I am an ancestral scribe, with a camera as my tool of mark. The National Geographic Society, committed to illuminating and protecting the Wonder O.